Welcome everyone in the series of Introduction of Laws of Motion. In this series, we are going to start the new chapter which is the laws of motion. Now let's start. Laws of motion. To move a football which is at rest, some has to kick it. Yay! So that is a motion under a force. To throw a ball upward, one has to give it an upward push. Yes. So these all are done because of the laws of motion. Let's take one more example. A breeze causes the branches of tree to swing clearly. So some external energy is needed to provide force to move a body from rest. As you can see here, how flawlessly the leaves of the plant is like blowing, moving. So likewise, an external force is needed to retard it or stop motion. So as you can see, this person is falling down, but we are focusing on the car, not the person. And the car is stopped because the one force is applied on it. And that force is external force, outside force. In these examples, the external agency of force is in contact with the object. As you can see. So force with contact is somehow responsible for the motion. A magnet can attract a piece of iron or iron pieces from a distance. Iron pieces, it's a magnet. Here also an external thing we are applying, but this is a force without contact. So it is clear that external agencies can also exert force on the body even from the distance. What is a force? So force is a pull or push which generates or tends to generate motion or motion in a body at rest, stop or tends to stop a body in motion, or tends to change the shape of the body. As you can see, a person is trying to push this box, and the next one, another person which is trying to pull that large box. What is the meaning of internal forces? Internal forces. If force is applying, agent is inside a system, then it is known as internal forces. It does not provide motion to the system. For example, if you are sitting in a car and you just start to push the car from inside it, it doesn't move. But if you come out and come out from the car and apply some force on it, then it will start to move, as you can see here. So from this example, we can say that internal push doesn't move the car and external push move the car. Now moving with some multiple choice question, what is the force? We have few options. The correct option is it is a pull or push which tends to move a body, stop or tends to stop a body in a motion, tends to change the shape of the body, means all these are correct. Next question we have, what is an internal forces? So force applying agent is outside a system. Force applying agent inside a system. It is provide motions or both A and C. Student, the correct answer for this question is force applying agent is inside a system. What is the meaning of inertia? So let us first understand about the first law of motion. It is also called as a law of inertia. To understand first law, we have to learn about inertia at the first. So again, we will came here like what is inertia? If the net external force is zero, a body is at rest, continues to remains at rest. A body is in motion, continue to move uniformly velocity. This property of a body is called inertia. Inertia means resist to change. For example, a ball at rest is staying at rest unless acted upon a force. And inertia is directly related with the mass. Like the body is as much as heavier, that inertia is as much as large, and the body becomes stable sequentially. So, as you can see, if the ball is at rest and somebody applying the force on it, it will be start to moving as you can see over here. Now again, what is inertia? As you can see in this picture, the man in the picture is trying to move the sofa. Oh, he is not able to move it. Let him to go ahead with his trails. He can't move because it is large in size. Still, it is stable. Think likewise to stay as they are. It is not willing to move. That means, what is the sofa is? Yes, lazy. So all things in the universe are lazy. No object in the world start to moving on its own. Like if things are lazy and they don't know, they don't want to move actually. How does the movement happen? As you can see, the person is how flawlessly the moving the ball and football. So he is able to move it. The ball is small. Good. Even for a small thing to move, it needs a lot of efforts. Even a small thing need effort to change its position. Push or pull is a thing to make the object move, changes their position. If we want to change the position of an object, an external force is needed. If the force is not acting on the ball will be stopped and it keeps on moving and moving. When a ball is kicked in a space, it keeps on moving without stopping. But in our atmosphere, it stops because of, yes, air resistance, roughness of the ground, and certain obstacle like coming to its path. If there is no air resistance or roughness of the ground, any obstacle or the ball keeps moving on the ground, it never stops. Things want to stay in the same position as they are. Things want to keep doing what they are already doing. So how we can say things are lazy? Physicists have some name for this laziness. Yes, inertia. Inertia means laziness, nothing else. So if things are rest, then they want to stay in rest. If things are moving or in a motion, they want to move on and on. And this is the Newton's first law of motion. It states that every body continue state of rest or its a state of motion. until and unless an external force is applied. So without external force, if body is in rest position, it will remain at rest, and if it will be moving, it continues moving. Now move with the some multiple choice question. What is inertia? We have these options. The correct option is it is a property of a body to oppose its change in its state of rest or motion and vice versa. Which of the following is also called law of inertia? Newton's first law of motion, second law of motion, third law of motion, or none of above? Yes, the correct answer is Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion. According to the first law, every body continues to be in the state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless and until it is compelled by some external force. This is called also known as law of inertia. So what does the inertia means? Inertia means there is a natural tendency of an object to keep on doing what they are doing. All objects resist a change in their state of rest of uniform motion. Objects keep on doing what they are doing. Let us study about the scatter to understand this little better. What is the unbalanced force in this figure? What happened to scatter in this figure? The scatter changed to its state of motion. An external unbalanced force acted on him, and because of the obstacle, or that is a stone. So inertia can be classified into few categories: inertia of rest, the inability of a body to change its state or rest until unless any external force act on it; inertia of motion, the inability of a body to change its state of motion until and unless an external force acts on it. Third, inertia of direction, the inability of the object change its direction by its own until and unless an external force act on it. Being aware of the Newton's first law of motion, we should wear a seat belt in the car. The first law takes about how overcome inertia when unbalanced forces applied. Now move with the some multiple choice questions once again. Which law of in Newton is called law of equilibrium? First law, second law, third law, or Newton's law of gravitation? The correct answer is Newton's first law, is also called as the law of equilibrium. Next question, you are thrown outward when your car suddenly takes a turn. Which law of Newton's involved in this? Third, second, first, or a law of gravitation? The correct answer for this question is the first law. So students, this is all much about today's class. I hope you learned many things. If you have any issues, students, you just do your question. You just ask your question in the comment section. Till that, take care everyone, and thank you for watching this video.